Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Lifestyles with Eric. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody had a great holiday weekend. For all the veterans, happy Memorial Day. Salute to you. We appreciate your service. Although the military is not for everyone, we appreciate your service. Um, Thumbs up the video. Please share the video out. If you're not a subscriber, I'll say it now and I'll say it later. Um, please subscribe to Lifestyles with Eric, where we definitely appreciate your comments. We appreciate your feedback, um, your ideas, and anything else you want to throw out there. So be sure to always drop a comment and let me know what you think. Miss Peggy, what's going on? Welcome to Lifestyles. I hope you had a great holiday weekend. Happy Tuesday. It's going to be a shorter week, which is cool if you got to get up and go to work. Tomorrow's hump day already. So, Miss Sylvia Grider, welcome to Lifestyles. Thanks for coming in. Miss Shay, West Coast, Arizona. All right, welcome to Lifestyles. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Miss Sylvia, welcome to Lifestyles. Stay positive. Miss Frances Edwards, welcome to Lifestyles. Stay positive, everybody. Miss Terry, welcome to Lifestyles. Everybody stay positive out there. We're going to see who comes in the chat. We're waiting on Mr. George. There's Mr. George. Salute, my friend. What's going on, man? Uh-oh, where'd you go? Okay.
Hold on. Oh
There's
shoot!
George. There's Miss George. Okay, Mr. George. Hey,
I was
what's going
I was all tangled up in the cord.
on? Okay. What's going on, my friend? How you doing?
Nothing, man. Sitting up here watching a little TV, man. Watching a little YouTube. But see, you got the artwork on the back wall, looking good,
Yeah,
looking
man.
good.
I'm changing up my studio. This is going to be a new look. We're going to do we got a new studio coming. So this is I've got a new desk and we got some new things coming. So yeah, yeah. Miss Sherry, Miss Terry, Miss Debbie, welcome to Lifestyles. Thank you, Miss Debbie. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who's all coming in the chat tonight? Who is coming in the chat? Before we get to talking, we're not going to do it too long. It's still a work night, although it's a short work night. It's a shorter work night. We won't keep you guys too long, but we're just going to get something started, and then we're gonna pick it up another time because we're gonna add some people to the chat live so that we can have a better discussion on this particular person and subjects that he would talk about sometimes. And I just find it very interesting that a lot of women liked the guy because they were paying for his subscription and they were also paying to get relationship advice from this gentleman. Mr. Laura Lee, welcome to Lifestyles, West Coast, California in the house. All right, West Coast, Best Coast. All right. Miss Shirley, welcome to Lifestyles. Thanks for coming in. All right. Thanks for coming in. No gang signs, just West Side, just West Side. No gang signs.
I think those East Coast guys might have something to say about that.
Any East Coast in the house, we want East Coast in the house too, everybody. We love East Coast too. I love the East Coast. Stay positive. We're gonna keep it positive. Stay positive.
Man,
All
everybody gonna start representing their city, huh?
well, everybody can tell me where you're. Everybody can tell me where you're at, where you're from, um, and that I like that. And don't forget, you guys look at my description. My Cash App is in the description, and that is for donations for the channel. It helps to provide different things for the channel. So always drop a token if you're able. I appreciate it. Ohio in the house. All right, Peggy, Miss Peggy. All right. Let's keep it positive with Peggy. All right. All right.
Who's that you playing in the background on the jazz back here? Is that a little
Just some just actually it's just some what's going on nap in the house. Actually it's just some non-copywritten music jazz that you can you can play it because it's non-copywritten. So
okay.
so who else is okay? We've got a few in the chat already. Um, we've got a few in the house. All right. I got some better Wi-Fi too. I got some better Wi-Fi, so we should be good now.
I think the last time I was on here, the Wi-Fi went out and I was on there by myself. I was like, where'd you go?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh man.
You just got to know how to pick it up and just keep on and carry the ball like Deion Sanders would have did prime time. Come on now. You just got to pick that ball up, man, and just keep on running with it, baby. If I fade on out, you just keep on running with it.
I thought you was coming back in. I said, pass it back on to you. Shoot.
So, ladies, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So, we all heard of Kevin Samuels. He passed away a few weeks ago of a heart attack. And I had heard of his name, but I really didn't do my research. I just had heard his name and just kind of, it wasn't a big deal to me. But once he passed away, I started to listening to his different broadcasts and podcasts that he had on different relationship issues. And what I found out is once I listened and didn't judge him just by a couple of things he said, because I think was a lot of what was going on. A lot of women would hear just a few things, they'd cut him off, cut the YouTube session off. They don't want to hear it anymore. And then they'd say he was disrespecting women. He hated black women. And actually, I didn't hear that at all. And I listened to several. Actually, here in the last couple of weeks, I've listened to several of Kevin Samuels' podcasts on relationship stuff. And I did not hear any disrespect. But what I did hear was a man who just talked a little forcefully sometimes. And that sometimes offends certain people, male or female. It just doesn't matter. And it's sometimes, even I've had that issue where I talk kind of forceful. My mom talks like that. So I think it's just a gene thing. And sometimes people take that as if you're talking to them like a child or like you're being mean to them. And that's not always the case. So what he would do, he would ask the woman, and he would always say ma'am or whatever. He never baby or love or anything like that. So I always got respect from what I saw. He would give respect to the women. So he would ask them, what's your education background? What's your job status? What do you think you are on a look scale as far as looks from 1 to 10? Don't say a 7. And what other questions would he ask? Do you have any children? Do you have any kids' fathers? Have you been married before? Or, questions like that. Pretty simple. And he would come up with his own opinion, but it would be factual on the on equations that what you made a year, what school you went to, or if you didn't go to school, what type of job you had. That's not always an opinion. That's just normacy. That's just somebody going on exactly what you told them and doing an analysis on that. So what I would hear was him doing an analysis on whatever it was that woman mostly would tell him that they had going on. So my question is, why did some women hate Kevin Samuels? All I heard was the truth. If you're on a scale from 1 to 10 look wise, you're a 5. If you weigh and you are 5'4" and weigh 200 pounds, you're overweight. He would say you're fat. We may think that's harsh, but it's just the truth. If you didn't go to school and you only made this amount because you're working in retail, he knew about that type of stuff. The guy was in finance and different jobs, so he knew numbers and percentages and things that, if you do your research, he was correct on. So if he's giving you correct analysis on you, nobody else, why would you think, like he would say, a man that is up here that made this amount of money and doesn't have any children and makes over 6 figures a year, why would he want little old you that doesn't have a lot going on or anything to offer when he can choose something on closer scale to where he's at in life? And we all have to be honest and know where we're at in life and what we honestly can get for a mate. And sometimes we kind of go over the hump on as far as age, and we kind of wait too long, and then it's like he said, too late, or you need to be giving that pussy away to somebody instead of being celibate or whatever and using religion. And another thing, you need to be trying to capture a man if you're over a certain age. That's the certain things that he would say that would upset some women. George, I'm done. Thanks for letting me talk. I'll let you speak. And what do you think? You watch some of his videos. You've had your own take on it, and you've got your own opinion on it. What do you think?
Yeah, I watched about 4 or 5 of his videos. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I watched about 4 or 5 of his videos. The only negative draw that I had off of him was sometimes the young ladies, they would speak and he would kind of cut them off about mid-sentence. But I guess that's because he probably already knew where they were going with their train of thought. He might have knew where they was going. But when the questions that he asked them, a lot of us, if you were men or women and you grew up in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s, if you go back and think, when you went out on a date with a young lady or a young man or something like that back in the day, and they stayed with their parents or their grandparents, or certain family members came around, they asked you relevant questions like what side of town you lived on, did you go to school, are you in school, are you going to college, do you have a job? They asked you those same relevant questions. So for people to get offended, you just need to take a step back and think about when you were growing up as a teenager or a young adult in your 20s, and people asked you those relevant questions. And hopefully today, that when your children or grandchildren or nieces or nephews are going out with a young lady or a young man, that you ask those relevant questions like, what side of town you live on? Oh, okay. You got a job? You ain't been locked up, have you? So
I think that's
all
normal.
those things are normal. Yeah. Those are the questions that we should be asking. But the flip to that script is some people say, well, you're getting too personal about what you want to know about me. But we should be personal nowadays, because you don't know who the heck your son or daughter is going out with, or your niece or nephew, or even some of your girlfriends and some of your buddies. You never know who they're going out with, and are they trying to date somebody that's above their pay scale, or are they trying to date somebody? Yeah, pay grade. Yeah, are you dating out of your means? And it's not offensive. Everybody wants to upgrade, but
right.
Put it like this: I talked to you about this earlier. If I fortunate enough to have a job paying me $300,000 a year, or just say if I go off and win the lottery, you want somebody that's going to be equally yoked to you on that level, because as you start to learn how to invest your money, if you get the lottery, or if you earn that kind of money in a job, or if you go off and do the stock markets and you get fortunate, you want somebody who's understanding of the knowledge that you have in order to invest that money properly. And you go out here and just find an average person. Say, for instance, you're a young lady and you're making $500,000 a year. Okay. Do you seriously say that you want to be with a man from the hood?
Exactly. Thanks for flipping it because that um, thanks for flipping it because sometimes women take that the wrong way, as I think Sherry may be taking it the wrong way. She said, how can he judge? He's only judging you. This is what women have to understand. They call him, guys and gals, they're calling into this, they were calling in to talk to him. They already knew how he spoke, they already saw his videos. They were almost like groupies from what I saw when they were first coming on. They were giggly and happy and giddy, and they wanted to talk to this man. So he wasn't judging him. They wanted some sort of judgment, or they wouldn't have been calling that man. Um, so Sherry, I don't think he was judging them. Again, this was just on what he asked them specifically. If they said this is that, that is this, then he said, okay, this is this, and this is this. Okay, okay, Sherry. But yeah, that's all. I mean, he was only telling the truth, and I know again, he everybody doesn't speak the way he spoke, but then some people do. Some people, yeah, 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 yeah. I do that sometimes, and I don't mean to, and that to some people can be offensive. So I don't think that um, Terry. To money does matter though, Terry. Um, it doesn't make a relationship, but it definitely matters. That's for sure.
Okay, I have a question. I
Go
have a
ahead.
question. Okay, for this is for the ladies. If you have a daughter that's let's say she's a nurse or a doctor, school teacher making good money, would you want your daughter to be dating a thug? And we all know what a thug is. We're all adults here. Would you want your daughter to be dating somebody that's going to be running through their money, uh, just doing all kinds of crazy stuff? Would you want that for your daughter if she's making $200,000 a year plus? Now I know there might be some college professors that make that kind of money, but let's just think about that for a minute. Would you want your daughter, and the guys can answer that question too. Would you want your daughter dating somebody who's not equally yoked, making the same kind of money that can't take care of her, or
No.
just doesn't give a damn? So pretty much when
Hey,
you're
ladies,
saying you want, huh?
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So when I'm looking at what he's saying is, what does that young man bring to the table for your daughter besides some eggplant? And we know what the eggplant stands for. So what does he bring to the table besides that? Because anybody can bring that eggplant. Um, and some folks may say, okay, yeah, it's about true love, but we know today's climate, ain't nobody really, uh, one person doesn't care about somebody else as much as the other person cares about them. Um, if that's not a fair question, then just say, well, I don't care who my daughter dates, but you got to be careful who your daughter dates. Because I had a first cousin of mine who made damn good money, and she dated a guy that was not equal on her income level, and she had a big house, but he couldn't adapt to the situation where she lived at, and it was causing problems. Um, Couldn't have found out the relationship turned out to be bad anyway. But you can have a bad or a good relationship regardless of your income status. But in general, we all think as people, do you want your daughter to date somebody who's making uh, less money than she is? And that's just a general question. Does
Nobody
anybody
wants
say?
their kids. I
Yeah.
haven't seen the answers yet. Does anybody want their kid, their daughters or sons dating anybody that's just not where they're supposed to be in life? No, absolutely not. Everybody wants the
No.
best for the kids. We just got to be honest. And I think once we get older, and again, if we're not where we would like to be in life, sometimes it hurts when you either hear reality or you realize reality. That's all this guy was talking about was reality. Reality. It's pretty simple. It's pretty 1 plus 1. I mean, it's reality. If you make this amount of money, why do you think you can get this up here. You might luck out and find a woman that or man that falls in love with you, or you fall in love with him. Maybe that makes, but that's not the reality. If 10% of men only make a certain amount of money a year, then you're what type of man are you really going for? A dope dealer? Because that's all you're gonna get is a dope dealer or a NFL or basketball player, which if you're not down on the first row where they can see you and you look good enough for them to, that's just that's a crapshoot too. So a dope dealer, then where's the risk at? It's a big risk.
Yeah,
So
police coming in your house at
I mean,
nighttime.
you don't really,
You
your
can't.
options are really slim when you might as well take a guy that works at a factory or is an electrician or works at the water company or the light company or the gas company or for the city and makes 60, 70, 80, $90,000 a year. And that's, I mean, and has overtime. But then you'll say, but like he said, something that I heard that he said that made a lot of sense. Uh, Only what he said with African American women is they want a Superman. They want a man to be able to perform in bed, take care of the bills, uh, uh, be the mediator in the family, do everything. White women are different with their men. They try to cater to them to an extent. Black women want it all, but I still love my African American women. It regardless, you know, it's just a difference with different races. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, yeah, I mean, we just got to sometimes realize that we need to stay in our lane, and sometimes you're not going to always be able to get what you want just because you're dreaming about it. You know,
Uh,
we teach our daughters to be princesses, and that Prince Charming is going to drive up and take your slipper off and this and that, and give you a glass slipper, and he's going to sweep you off your feet. Well, that doesn't always happen. So you got to give your daughters reality. And the one thing I want to say too is that I think one thing we need to stop teaching these girls is that all men are dogs. You need, you don't need to mess with this. I just think we need to stop telling girls that. We need to teach them about certain type of gentlemen, guys, but not say all guys are this. You don't need to do this. You don't need, because I think that's just the wrong thing. I think women have taught women that you don't need a man, and this and that. Well, we do need each other, and women do need men, and men need women. We absolutely do. It's just the way it was made. And I want everybody to remember the only man that ever birthed a woman was who? The only man that ever birthed a woman was Adam. Adam. Adam birthed a woman. He's the only man that gave birth. Adam. So, we are meant to be together, and, we need each other. So for everybody to say, like I said, it's good to have an education. It's good to make money, but women like to play with that education and money thing and use that to an advantage. That's just something you're supposed to have. That's a necessity, but don't use it to your advantage because you have it. It's just something you're supposed to have, an education, and some money.
but
Absolutely,
as
Debbie. I agree with you.
as men, we have throughout history, men have developed societies um, with the homes, trying to make them look nice and everything to be a good provider. But everybody wasn't a king. Everybody wasn't a prince. There was people in the middle that still had to make their own home to take care of the person that they wanted to settle down with, through, or in some countries, more than one woman they wanted to settle down with. Um,
And that wasn't a big
I,
deal.
and it wasn't a big deal. Yeah. Now, me myself, I'm trying to come to accept these new generational people that are saying that there was a poly, I got a girlfriend and two boyfriends, or a girlfriend and a boyfriend. I'm trying to get used to it. But when I sit down and think about the reality of all that is, yeah, it's been going out through history. Okay. Throughout history, there's been people who've married two or three wives or four or five wives. You had a harem or whatever. Um, but to me, a lot of them, or not to get off topic, you're just saying that you're bisexual and you don't want to admit it. That's pretty much what you are. You're bisexual. You don't want to admit it. But back to the income side of that, it's all cute when you're young, but as you get older, how can you, are you going to be able to maintain that lifestyle? If a woman says, okay, I want a man that's up here, now you have two women that you got to provide for, and they're both wanting you to be up here. Can you, which means you pretty much have to be up here and up here a little bit higher because you're taking care of two people.
Right.
And then you've got to also take care of the kids that come along with that triangle relationship, or so the social dynamics in our society are changing right in front of our faces. I can understand why somebody would say, yeah, I want a man that's going to be able to provide for me and offer me this, but at the same time, when you're finding that man who's building that foundation, he's building the home, he's providing you everything that you need, what are you bringing to the table?
That's what I was going to say.
Please don't say you bringing 2 or 3 kids and
right.
Baby daddy
Why
drama.
Does a man that has it going on have to accept that? He doesn't. He can go out and get something better because he can choose. He has choices. When your finances are right and you look halfway decent, you have choices. You have, even the men that don't look halfway decent, from what I've seen, that make really good money, have beautiful wives. They just do. So they have choices, and whether you marrying somebody for love or looks or whatever, that's their business. But he doesn't have to choose a woman that has 2 or 3 kids and 2 or 3 baby daddies. Just like a woman doesn't have to choose a man if she's a doctor, a man with 5 kids. Like, I have 5 children. I'm not embarrassed to say it, but I'm not necessarily looking for a doctor either, a single doctor, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Stay in your lane. It's nothing wrong with that.
And that goes on the opposite side too, ladies. If you're a woman and you see a dude that you're dating, yeah, you might like him, but you don't have to settle for somebody just because you don't have a social life to go out there and meet anybody, because you're so tunnel vision on your job that the people that you date, you really don't have a time to relate to them. But maybe there is somebody that's been out there really interested in you, but you just don't notice them because your status is so high up where you work. Say, for instance, you work in the medical field and you're on the board of directors in the medical field, but you're always on the go, always working. You're single and you're like, I can't find nobody that I could date. You're telling your friends, but then there may be a guy who works across the street at whatever company, and he's smiling, saying hi and all that. He's like liking you and trying to have conversation with you, but he's below your pay grade, so you would be embarrassed about dating that guy.
Didn't Sherry Shepherd say that?
Yeah, I could understand that, but I get it. I get it. Okay, well, what is this guy? What can he do for me? Okay, so I get it when you say, okay, I don't want to talk to that guy because he's on a lower economic scale. He doesn't have the education, or he can't relate to me. Okay, but maybe he can if you get to know him, and maybe some women can adapt. But what is he bringing to the table at the same time? Is he bringing any hood drama? Is he bringing any baby mama drama? Is he bringing all that to the table? Maybe you don't want that. So the dynamics of that, just flipping the script on somebody, it's like, okay, what is everybody bringing to the table? Okay, yeah, I look good. I'm handsome. Ladies, I'm pretty. Okay, cool. You're beautiful in somebody's eyes. But what are you up here mentally to stimulate somebody? Are you motivating?
And I'm the type of guy that needs to be mentally stimulated.
Mentally stimulated. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Looks doesn't just do it for me. And a lot of these ladies don't understand that they get all the surgery and all that stuff, but these looks are fading. You know, looks are gonna disappear eventually, and at the end of the day, again, in your 20s, you playing around, you're giving it to the thugs. In your 30s, you're giving it to the pretty boys. In your 40s, then that's when you're ready to be celibate and all this shit and use the religion and celibacy and I'm gonna get a husband if you say you're celibate. No, it's not gonna work. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. It does.
Especially if you already got kids.
Telling a man that you're not having sex in your 40s, do you think that's gonna get you a husband? No, it's not.
Oh, and another one, if you can't cook, that's another big one. If you can't cook, and you want somebody to go out all the time, that's on both sides. You know, dude can't cook, woman can't cook. To me, that's like, okay, I don't want to cook all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't mind buying dinner from time to time, but I most definitely would like to have everybody knowing that everybody in the house can cook.
That's true.
And that's the one thing that I've heard a lot of people when they're dating a guy that they lose they do is because they can't cook. You know, they don't cook, they don't clean, and all they do is complain.
Everybody don't know how to be a wife.
So why would anybody on a higher income level or educational level want to deal with somebody who can't cook, who can't clean, and they always complaining? You don't need that. And that's on both sides. Ladies, same thing. If you're making a lot of money, why do you want to be with a guy that don't cook, that doesn't know how to clean, and he's always complaining? Why would you want that? I mean,
everybody don't know how to be. See, that's the thing. Everybody needs to know their place. A lot of these women want to be housewives, George, but guess what? They don't know how to be a damn housewife. That's a job in itself. You got to know how to manage the house. Period.
Yeah, you're a manager.
Kids, fucking your husband, cooking, working out, staying in shape, all that. Looking good for your husband, because you should. He's taking care of everything. You should look good for your husband. That's a plus. You definitely should do that.
Yeah.
All of that. But that's a job in itself. And it's unfortunate some women don't even know how to do that. You got the man bringing in all the bacon, but then the wife is still telling the man he needs to go to the grocery store when he gets off work and take care of the baby, and the order's out of place. Wait a minute. You want me to make this amount a year? You want me to take care of home? Why do I gotta take care of you, the babies, and everybody? Wait a minute. I thought you said you wanted to be a housewife. You're not acting like a housewife. Learn how to be a housewife if that's what you're gonna be. Learn how to be a husband if that's what you're gonna be. But you got to know how to take care of business and take care of everything. If you're gonna be the husband, and you want a submissive wife, you need to take care of everything you need to take care of. You need to take care of the bills, take care of everything, make sure everything's taken care of. That woman shouldn't want for nothing. That's just the way it is. If that's
and
what
here's the one thing that I wish women would stop allowing men to do when they date them, and that's to walk around with their pants down, sagging, showing their dirty drawers. If you date a dude,
well, that might be. Is that age group though? Because I mean, I don't know. Is that age group?
I see it in a lot from youngsters to I've even seen dudes in their 40s walking around here with their drawers hanging down. I'm like, don't bring no dude like that to my face as my daughter. I don't want to see that crap. I don't want to see nobody's dirty drawers. I mean, we had our fashion statements. There was fashion statements from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
They didn't come out 80s. Of prison.
Yeah, 80s, 90s.
We didn't have prison style.
Yeah. And it wasn't like that.
Prison style stuff. Well, yes, we did. Wasn't. Yes, we did. Well, the Dickies and all that, because that's what they wore in LA that did the prison look. Kinda, but not like.
It didn't last this long. Okay, no. You know what I'm saying? This has been going almost what, 15 years, maybe more?
Longer than that.
Yeah. So I'm like, and then when you listen to them talk, they can't even hold a proper conversation. You know, I get so tired of seeing that. It's embarrassing to me. I mean, if that's where you want to fit into your cultural, your hood, your neighborhood, your community, and that's how you fit in, okay. But when you allow somebody to dress like that around you, I bet they don't even have a suit in their attire in their whole closet. They probably don't even have any dress shoes. If somebody had to go to a funeral, what do they have to wear? They walk in there with a big T-shirt on and no suit and tie, or maybe no nice shirt or nothing like that. They walking into the funeral looking like that, and they thinking that they're dressing nice, and they're not. But you allow this stuff. If you stop allowing these guys to dress like that around you, be like, nah, dude, you got to go clean up.
Yeah.
It'll put a stop to all that crap.
Yeah.
You're picking. I don't want fellas getting mad at me, but you're doing it to yourself. When you get profiled at these jobs, when you get profiled by the police, and when somebody's grandmother looks at you and be like, what the hell is my granddaughter doing? What, why they ain't washed their behind and smell like they ain't washed their behind in like 4 or 5 days? Why they got holes in their drawers? What's going on with that? Oh, they look cute, like he handsome. He can. To who? You're bringing your parents and your grandparents, you're disrespecting their home with people who look like this. It's like you bringing a piece of shit on a silver platter, and you tell them to sit down and accept this piece of shit on this silver platter that I'm bringing into your home. Don't, ladies, just stop. Just stop.
Public service announcement, ladies. Public service announcement. No more saggy pants. If the guy walks up to you with saggy pants, you tell him to turn on around if he don't got a belt on.
Yeah.
Turn on around and go walk the other way. See you. Wouldn't want to be you. If you can't
it's not being mean.
No, but it's the truth. I mean, we used to be nice and clean cut, and you could still be stylish and wear a belt. It doesn't make any sense. But it's crazy. It's crazy.
If that's what, and that's part of the problem. If that's what you're picking from, and you want these ladies to say, I want to do to take care of this, and that, I guarantee you probably 80% of those guys that are walking around with their pants down, they're probably smoking or selling some kind of drugs.
Possibly.
And then you're putting yourself at risk because, this dude right here, the police could kick your door in at any time.
Yeah.
Or he could be driving down the street in his car, and everybody knows his car, and if he's got enemies out there, you can't even be safe with this dude going out because he's got enemies out there.
Yeah.
So when you see somebody like that, look, hey man, I ain't telling you got to put on a suit and tie, but go put on some nice clothes when you come over my house and wash your butt.
That's it. That's the public service announcement, everybody.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. It's been a good live. Got a lot of comments out. George, can you see those comments?
No, I can't see them on my side. I have to, because I don't have both of them up right now.
Sherry says she can cook and clean, hold her own. Terry said it's God, it's hard. That's a turn off. Sherry said that's a turn off. Peggy says saggy pants are nasty. Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. I want everybody to have a good night out there. I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. We're gonna get back up on this Kevin Samuels thing because it's really a hot topic, and we're gonna still dive back into that some more. Hey, Lisa, you came in a little late, but you still made it in. Thanks for coming in. Thumbs up the video, share the video out, go back and watch the video completely, and you'll see what we talked about. Again, I appreciate everybody coming in. Happy Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, hump day. Let's get to it. We'll be back at you. Please subscribe to the video. Please subscribe to Lifestyles with Eric. Subscribe to the channel. Share the videos out. Hit that notification bell. Thumbs up the video. Watch the complete video. Hey, I just appreciate everybody coming in. Thanks again, George. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate your opinion and comments are definitely welcome, everybody. Welcome to Lifestyles. It's salute. We out. All right. Take it easy.